today.
Okay.
Thank you. My job is done. Half the job is done. The recording has also started. So let me just go ahead and welcome each of you to the meeting today. Good afternoon, everybody. Indeed, in Delhi NCR, it's a very, very pleasant afternoon today. And we are all here on a joint meeting and happy to be with each other. So, before I officially start this meeting, I want you all to note that this meeting is being recorded and will be shared amongst members for study and self reflection. That is the whole idea of recording a Toastmasters meeting. We can go back to it, study, and self reflect. And then that is how we improve. And in order to have a smooth meeting, we need to follow three rules. First, please put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. Do not interrupt when somebody else is speaking. And rule number three, support the speakers with a warm smile and claps when by either using the emoticons on Zoom, showing a thumbs up, or just your lovely faces. With that, let me also recite the Toastmasters mission statement. Well, at Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skills and leadership skills, both resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, let's all get together to have a great meeting today. And then I would like to hand over the virtual podium to the club president or the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Shrishti. Now, when I asked Toastmaster Shrishti, when and why did you join Toastmasters? She said, I joined it in August 2020. And look at where she is. She is the presiding officer of a well running club. And it's not even 2 years yet. And why did she join it? Because she loves to do what she's never done before. So, quite adventurous at that, Toastmaster Shrishti. And with that, let's welcome her on the virtual podium. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepti, for such a warm welcome, and it was a special one. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So, as Toastmaster Deepti has already told us about all the rules and everything, I would like to welcome you all again to this joint meeting of both the well-running clubs, Toastmasters. Just a second. Yeah, the Toastmaster Club of Storytellers and TCS Noida 6 Toastmasters Club. I would like to welcome all the guests as well. So, do we have any guests in today's meeting, or any new Toastmasters or from the other clubs? So, we have 3 guests today. First is guest Jawahar. Hello, Jawahar. Can we have you on the virtual podium? Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, Deepti invited me for this Toastmasters club. So
Okay.
I used to attend Toastmasters in my earlier company about 5, 6, 7 years back, and after that I have not been in regular attendance with Toastmasters. So just thought I'll revive my connection with Toastmasters.
That's great. And thank you so much for joining our meeting. We hope that you enjoy it. Thank you. Now, let's welcome our second guest Abhishek. Hello, Abhishek.
Hi, Shrishti.
Hello, can we have you on camera so that we can
Yeah,
see
there is some problem with my video. So maybe next time I'll try to get it
No
right.
problem. You are clearly audible. We can
so
have your introduction. Yes.
thank you. And so it was like it's Deepti who introduced me to this via Jar, actually. So for me, it's the first time. And I have no idea what the club is all about. So I'm looking forward to it.
That is great. And today you will get a proper idea. And as it is a joint meeting, so you're lucky that you will get to meet people from two clubs, and um, you can make different connections. It's so good that Toastmaster Deepti is doing great job by welcoming guests. That's great. Now we have guest Roma. Hello, Roma.
Hi, hello everyone. So yeah, this is totally a new concept for me. I'm not much aware about it. Deepti invited me for this sessions because I think on WhatsApp she had shared one video to which I connected, and I just asked her about this. So yeah, looking forward for these sessions.
I can surely say that you are at the right place and you're going to get addicted of it so much like we all are. So
Thank you.
welcoming you once again.
Thank you.
We have another guest, guest Harshita. Hello, Harshita.
Hi. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening right now. I joined like 10 minutes late. So.
No
Am I supposed-
issues. You are on right time. We are just welcoming guests right now, and we are going to start the meeting. It's not been started yet.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. So from where do you came to know about Toastmasters? Harshita? I think there is some issue. So I'm welcoming all the guests once again, and please do participate in the table topic section, which is meant for you all. Now, without wasting any more time, let's welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepti, once again. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepti.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shrishti. So today I am the Toastmaster of the day, and Toastmaster of the day is like the anchor of the meeting or the master of ceremony. So the master of ceremony gets to enjoy the stage the maximum. So are you guys ready to enjoy the next 2 hours with me? Show me a double thumbs up. All right, thank you. So here I go. I'll share my screen and show you what I have for you. All right. Yes, so participants can now see my screen and I put it on slideshow. And here you go. So the theme for today is the logo stories, right? We all know what logos are. They are like the lifelines of any brand. You identify with them, right? Whether it's Apple, Nike, or rare ones, okay? Once you see a logo, you just associate the product with the logo. So today I want to start with grabbing your attention and seeing whether you guys are already a logo ninja or not. Okay, so let's play a quick quiz. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's get started. Awesome. Okay, so now you need to tell me, what is the real Spotify logo? The one that you see highlighted now, or the one that you see which is highlighted now?
The previous one.
Second one.
First
Second
one.
Left one.
Okay, the one that is now?
Yes.
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 Right.
Okay,
Uh,
let's see. Yes, that's the correct one. Good. Facebook. Yes, Facebook logo.
First one, first
Blue
one.
one.
Both are
Light
blue.
blue one.
Left one.
Light or dark?
Light.
Light blue.
Light one.
That's correct. Adobe. Which one? This one? The one that's highlighted right now?
Right.
Right one.
This one?
Second one.
Okay,
Right.
that's correct. My God. Microsoft.
Right
This
one.
one?
Second one.
Second one.
Second one.
Awesome. Amazon. This one or this
First
one?
one.
This
First
First
one.
one.
baby.
First
Left
Yeah.
one.
Apple. This one or this one?
First
First
one.
one.
First
Right
one.
one.
No, it's
smaller
the
bite.
smaller bite. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, Netflix.
right one.
This one?
Right one. Right.
What's
Okay,
the
you
difference? What's
Or
the
Yeah.
the
difference?
So
shading of
the
the
slash of the
Okay,
N
okay,
is
okay.
yeah, it is hidden behind the vertical bar. Here it's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
up. Yes. Okay, Reddit.
left one.
Uh-oh. No, it's the other one. Okay. TikTok.
Right one.
Is
Right
that
one.
in unison? Everybody together, right?
Yes, right one.
Oh, that's the correct one. Okay, Airbnb.
Left.
Left. Left.
Oh, I'm really
Okay,
bad at
that's
this.
correct. And Twitter.
Right. No, no, left.
Left, the light
Left.
one.
Yeah, left
Left,
one.
left.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Dark
It's a
one.
dark one. All right. Thank you.
wow. This was a lot of fun.
Yes.
It was
Yes, it
different.
did
And
send us.
people are pro.
Yes, absolutely. So each of us definitely are ninjas in recognizing logos. So did you realize that there are few characteristics which are common to all good looking logos? Let me tell you what are the characteristics. So the characteristics, okay, I'm going to count only 5 of them. First one is that all of them were simple, isn't it? The Twitter logo, Facebook, so simple. They just convey the message. They are scalable. So whether you fit them as an icon on your phone or you take a 27-inch monitor and fit them there, or if you print it out and put it on a signboard, they look just the same. Point number 3, they're memorable, impactful. See how you guys have just become ninjas, right? They are versatile. They can be, that's exactly what I said a minute back. Okay, they are versatile because you can fit them anywhere, any device. And digital age, you need to be versatile. You need to be agile, right? And then they're relevant, right? When you talk about Twitter, you just tweet like a bird, right? So these are the 5 characteristics of great logos. All right, we will cover more. We'll hear more stories in the next few minutes. But before that, let me explain the structure of a typical Toastmasters meeting. And this is essentially required for the guests. What I also did was, I thought it'll be a good idea to put it on a slide so that people are able to see it also. So I'm going to do a lot of switching today. Okay, so for everybody, okay, for those who know it, it's a revision, and for those of you who do not know it, it's a first time. So our Toastmasters meeting is divided largely into 3 sections. The first section is prepared speeches, where one or more speakers prepare their speeches, typically from 5 to 7 minutes, and come and deliver it on screen here. There's an evaluator who evaluates the speech and provides feedback. This is the first section. The second section is the table topics, where everybody, including the guests, gets a chance to speak on impromptu topics. The table topic master will elicit the benefits of impromptu speaking to all of you. But let me tell you, this is the section where you actually hone your speaking and your mental skills, right? Because you have to put together content impromptu. The third and the most valued session is the general evaluation. The general evaluator will give us feedback right from the start until the end of the meeting. And feedback is what puts our feet back into our shoes and gives us a chance to improve. All right, then guests and Toastmasters, let's begin with our first section, the prepared speeches. And to invite, so we have one speech today, and that's Toastmaster Manisha. So Manisha, are you ready with your speech?
I am.
Yes, sure. So before Manisha starts her speech, we will have her evaluator on the virtual podium. And we will also have Toastmaster. Okay. So before the speeches also, let me first invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Diptendu, on the virtual podium so that he can actually introduce you to his team of evaluators. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I asked Toastmaster Diptendu why and when did he join Toastmasters, he said, my first taste to a Toastmasters meeting was in 2011 at Infosys Bangalore. And he has been a true Toastmaster since then. He's been associated like Fevicol, all right, the Mazboot Jor, the stronghold. Okay, and that's because he says that no one actually brought him to Toastmasters. It's the platform, the format, the opportunities that he got here all sucked him into the experience called Toastmasters. And it'll last him a lifetime. Over to you, Toastmaster Diptendu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Today, I am playing the role of General Evaluator. So, as General Evaluator, I will simply observe the proceedings of the meeting. I will observe the preparedness of the role players. I will comment on the effectiveness of all the role players, including the speakers in today's meeting. I will also take note of how efficiently the meeting is conducted. Finally, I will observe if the house is in order. What I mean is that is parliamentary language being used. I will notice instances of maybe overspeaking or underspeaking, interruptions, etc. throughout the meeting. And I wouldn't be doing all this work all alone. There is a team of supplementary role players in today's meeting who would be helping me carry out the task of adding value in this Toastmasters meeting. So first of all, I will invite the timer of today's meeting to introduce the role.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diptendu, for inviting me on the stage. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'm going to play the role of a timer. And as a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, the formal speeches, and as well as the evaluation segment. So I will alert each of the speaker before the time they are left with and how much time they have completed with by showing 3 different cards. The first one is the green card, yellow card, and the red card. In the prepared speech section, I will show the card. I will show the green card at 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I will show the red card. In the table topic segment, I will at 1 minute I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. So, and at the evaluation segment, I will first raise the green card at 2 minutes. Then the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and then the red card at 3 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone. I will share my report at the general evaluation session. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Diptendu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehek, the timer for today's meeting. I've got one more interesting role player, supplementary role player, that is the R counter. Can I now request the R counter to introduce the role?
Good afternoon, all of you.
Afternoon.
I am Toastmaster Vaishali and I'll be playing the role of R counter in today's meeting. So I'll be not noting only the R's but also all the crit sounds like so which are unnecessary, but they suppress the necessary things in our speech. So these crit sounds are having a very special role in our speech because they make our speech irrelevant. They suppress all the necessary things. So I'll be noting down these kinds of words throughout the meeting. So be aware of using too many so's and ahs during your speech. I'll be noting down and I'll present my report as and when called by general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishali, the R counter for today's meeting. Another exciting supplementary role player we have amidst us today is the active listener. I would now request the active listener to introduce the role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, everyone. I'm back again. Today, I'll be playing the role of active listener. And as you know, an active listener is a person who attentively listens and understands to the speaker and respond and reflect on what's said. So today I'll be thoroughly listening out to our speaker's speech and will note down interesting facts and anything which I think that it's interesting, and then I'll ask questions related to it near to the end of the meeting when general evaluator will call me. So I request everybody to be attentive to what our speaker has in store for us today. Thank you so much. And over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Deepti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srishti, the active listener for today's meeting. And of course, no Toastmasters meeting can be complete without the all important grammarian, who is also a supplementary role player. I would now request the grammarian for today's meeting to introduce the role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipendu. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm also playing the role of a grammarian. And as a grammarian, my role includes that I will note down the good usages and the not so good usage of the grammar and the grammatical errors made by the differing speakers and the role players. In addition to that, I shall also keep a track of the number of times the word of the day has been used by differing speakers and role players. So for the word of the day, I'm sharing my screen. Word of the day is emblem, which means a thing serving as a symbol of a particular quality or concept. Some of the synonyms of the word emblem include symbol, representation, and token. While the two sentences which could be made from the word emblem includes, our child would be a dazzling emblem of our love. The emblem of Toastmasters Club of Storytellers is worn with pride by the Toast members of the club. Thank you so much. I will provide my report at the general evaluation session. Keep using the word of the day till that time.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak, who is also doubling up as the grammarian for today's meeting. So this was the team of supplementary role players who are going to add a lot of value to your experience of this meeting, and we will hear more from them in the general evaluation section. With this, I would hand back the stage over to TMOD Deepti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. And it's an honor for us to have you as our evaluator because you've seen countless number of meetings. So yes, we'll wait for your report towards the end. All right, so let's get started with the first section, which is prepared speeches. And we do not want Toastmaster Manisha to wait any longer. So before Toastmaster Manisha walks onto the virtual podium, I would like to invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Indru, to please come on the virtual podium, introduce Manisha's speech title and objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Indru.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this wonderful meeting. Toastmaster Manisha, she'll be delivering level 1 and project 3 speech. The objective of the speech is, if I'm not mistaken, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. I wish all the very best to Manisha, and I will be giving my report at the time the general evaluator calls me. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Indru. So, Toastmaster Manisha, can we do a quick audio-video check with you?
Hi, Toastmaster. So actually, there is a situation. I have tried joining through my laptop and phone. My laptop is hanged and my phone is not letting me switch my camera. I don't know. I've tried restarting and I have tried everything with Zoom. So
Okay. Do you want to log off from the meeting and log in again?
I have tried that. I think you permitted me many times in the meeting. So I have tried that many times.
Okay.
How do we?
Toastmaster Shruti or Shrishti or Toastmaster Diptendu, do you have any suggestions?
Okay, if the speaker wants a little more time to get the technical thing in order, we can have the table topics first. That will give her some breathing space. If she thinks it would benefit her, we can just defer it till until after the table topic session. That's what we can do.
Does that sound like a plan to you, Manisha?
To be honest, I'm trying that since 20 minutes. So
Oh,
Okay.
okay. If you think it is not going to help, then I think we should just go ahead with the speech.
without the video.
I mean, it is certainly not an ideal scenario.
Yeah.
That is why I was suggesting if you want some more time, a few extra minutes, then you could try to. So you have
Yeah,
logged in from mobile. Mobile is not allowing you to turn on the camera.
Yeah.
And
Something else.
laptop?
Laptop is hanged.
Oh, laptop
Bad
is
day.
hanging.
Bad day. Yeah. It's already so much nervousness and everything that happened.
Okay. Anyways, so Deepti, Manisha, let's do one thing. Manisha, please try restarting your laptop. I know you have tried everything that was in your hands, but maybe just give it another shot. Let's have the table topic session first, and if Manisha is still not able to turn on her video, we let us still have the speech without the video.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give me 10,
we
15
we
minutes.
will get to know how interesting of a podcast can Manisha deliver, if
Yeah.
not a video cast.
Sure. Okay. I'll be back. I'll try joining that.
Yeah,
yes, sure.
Manisha, feel free to join anytime. So,
Thank you.
Deepti, please take over.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. Sure, Manisha. All the best. Just try your luck, yeah. All right. So then I think I'm not going to call the table topic master so soon. Let me first give you one of the logo stories and then we'll move on. All right. So okay, so I go back to switching and turning on my screen. Right. So this is the theme. This says it all. And what we're going to hear now are the logo stories. So let's start with the first story. Okay. So anybody can connect with this logo? Anything?
Is it Amazon?
That's right. Absolutely. This is Amazon from yesteryears. So the first logo that Amazon had was that of the typical river, the Amazon River. And this one is in black, but the original logo was in blue color. So the background was blue to depict that river. And what business did Amazon have when it started off? Anybody?
Online book selling.
Absolutely, bang on, Toastmaster Diptendu. These guys are into book selling, right? So that time they had this logo. But amongst themselves, they started feeling ki why do they even, how can a river relate to book selling? There was no correlation. Nobody would see this logo and associate it with books. So that is when changes started to happen. Let's see how the evolution happened. So this screen depicts the evolution of Amazon logo. So in 1995, they had the river. They changed the river a bit. They did not want to drastically change it. Okay. Then moving on in 1998, they just stuck to the word text. They said, let's call it Amazon.com. Okay. And let's popularize it by saying that it's Earth's biggest bookstore because they were online. Okay. And they wanted to stamp it. Then somewhere in 1998 itself, somebody in that organization suggested of introducing an orange or a saffron colored O. Now, however hard I tried to find out what that O represented, these guys did not know it themselves. So that's the fun. Okay. And but I did get to read that the O was so disturbing that these guys changed the logo immediately within the same year. So 3 logos within the same year, if you notice, 1998. Okay. And that's not too far behind. Okay. then but they liked the color. The saffron color was very interesting. So they maintained that color and they put a line under Amazon.com. Why did they put it? Because they felt that everybody who signs or signatures, typically human signatures, typically have lines under them or a dot. So they wanted to give that human touch. And now was the time that these guys had expanded themselves. They were not only a bookstore, they were giving other suppliers also. But then 2000 was a year of change for them. They changed the direction of that saffron colored curve and turned it into what looks like a, anybody?
It is smiley face or an arrow.
Yeah, and don't you think it looks more like a smirk?
A to Z.
Isn't it? Yes, A to Z. So A to Z is to highlight that we are now into business that gives you a supply of anything under the sun which starts with A up to Z. That is one intention. The other intention was that the smile looks like a smirk and a confident one. That, years ago, we did not know, what or how to design a logo. But today we have it. We've nailed it. And that is what stuck. Even Amazon Web Services has that smiley, that smirked smiley, isn't it? And it's pretty interesting to know how that arrow developed. And it stays on and it will stay on. Even in your Amazon app, the icon, you will see that arrow. There won't be any word, but the arrow will be there. So this is the story of Amazon. Let's hear another story. Yes, sure, Jawahar.
I guess the arrow also means delivery.
Okay, that's a different perspective and an interesting one. Yes, sure. And delivery with precision, I think, because the arrow will always take you forward, right? Awesome. Any other interpretation that anybody else has read? Okay, then let's move on to the second story. Are you guys ready for it? Okay.
Yes.
And I hope I'm not putting you to sleep with stories.
No, this is very interesting
All
for me.
right. I'm glad to hear. Okay, so the second story. Do you know what brand does this logo depict?
Is it Levi's?
Yes, that's Levi's. Absolutely. So this was the first logo that Levi's came out with. We wear the jeans, but we were not aware. And this logo essentially signifies that the material with which they make the jeans, the denim that they use, is very practical to use. You can see the horses and the people associated, they're working. So agility is what these pair of jeans brings to them. Any kind of hard work. And why horses? Do you know why horses? What do you what adjectives do you think of when you think of horses?
Workhorse.
Workhorse.
It indicates endurance.
Yes, and that is exactly what jeans are. Don't we just keep wearing them all the time? Isn't it? So let's look at the slide where we have its evolution. So Levi Strauss, that's the logo that you just saw. And over time, it changed. So they stuck to Levi's with an apostrophe S. The Levi's that you see today has a winged bottom. And have you seen that winged bottom somewhere? Let me show you where.
It's like a Batman?
Batman.
Yes, that back wing is now on the pockets, the back pockets of your jeans. So anybody who goes to buy a pair of Levi's jeans would now notice the bat winged pocket. Is it? Did we ever realize? Maybe not. But today we will. And I'm sure once we walk out of this meeting, we will also realize what each logo or what different logos actually mean. Isn't it? We'll be conscious about that. Now, having heard two stories, I think it's time to wake up and attend the table topics session. So Toastmaster Arjun, are you ready to fire your topics at all
Yes,
of
I am
us?
ready. The question is, are you guys ready?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. So, before I hand over the virtual podium to Arjun, I must tell you that he is a scientific officer at BARC, which is Bharba Atomic Research Institute.
Very happy to be here.
Yes, yes, surely. And we are happy to have you here. And when we asked him for a brief intro, so he shared that he's an idealistic nerd, you know, who is actually now going to help rack our brains, make us stand on our feet. And also the fact when I asked him that why did he join Toastmasters, okay, so he said that he was in for stand up that time, and he was in Vizag. So unfortunately, Vizag did not have a lot of open mic opportunities for him. Okay, so he dabbled upon Toastmasters because he feels and he thinks that Toastmasters lets him speak as much as he wants to, and the way he wants to. So let us hear it for Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for that very. I mean, when I said I'm very happy to be here, it's like nobody wants to be introduced like that. Oh, look at this big fellow or somebody. Like everybody will be like, oh, let's hear what he has to say.
That was the pun
I
intended,
just want to be.
Toastmaster Arjun.
Nobody wants to be introduced like that. You just want to be like very normal when you're introducing. After everything you tell, then it becomes nice. Okay. Table topics is where you get to. How many of you people like? There are many guests. I'm know topics. So I'll give you a topic and I'll call out and you can either volunteer or I can volunteer to appear, and I'll give you a choice of a number between 1 to 9, and then I'll take your choice and ignore that choice and then give what I wanted to give to you in the first place, because I have a bunch of topics prepared, and then you can talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Minimum is 1 minute and maximum is 2.5 minutes. So any volunteers? These are basically quotations that I found. I found this from a book called Oxymoronica, which is a list of all the famous oxymoronic quotes throughout history. So it should be fun. Okay, so we have a volunteer, Vaishali Agarwal. Can you please turn on your video? We want to see your mental gears turning as you struggle with these quotations. Pick a number from 1 to 9.
Vishali, you're on mute.
Sorry, 6.
You got what I was going to give in the first place. Why do you have to be a non-conformist like everybody else? Why do you have to be a non-conformist like everybody else? By
So sorry, I did not get why did I like to be non-conformist?
Oh, okay, wait. Let that be. I'll give you a better one. To be a nationalist. I love my country too much to be a nationalist, by Camus, Albert Camus.
Okay, so now it's relatable. So is my net is not working, or okay? So am I perfect, audible and visible?
Yes, Vaishali. And do you want Arjun to repeat the topic? I couldn't hear Arjun clearly. So maybe just for
Oh, okay.
clarity. Yeah.
The quote is, I love my country too much to be a nationalist. Agree or disagree? This was by some famous philosopher, Albert Camus.
Thank you so much, Arjun, for this wonderful topic, and it's relatable for me also. So, coming towards the present scenario, if you said that yes, I agree that I love my country so too much. That's why I don't want to be called as a nationalist, because my country taught me to love everyone, not to love only a country's person, not to love every human, not to love only particular community or to love a particular creed or anything. My country taught me. My country taught me that do not be biased on any account, whether it's all uh, whether it's all about country or it's about region or state or anything. Just be human and just be right. Go with the right. So my country taught me that don't do favor for your own countrymen if they are wrong. Do whatever is right and stand for everyone, not for a particular person or for a particular place. So my country, so I am a nationalist. I am not a nationalist in that way. So I am a nationalist in that way that I'll be there for my country. I'll learn all the teachings of my country, and I'll do what is right. And yes, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Very good job done with that very difficult topic. All these are like this only. So who wants to go next? Any volunteers?
So do you mean all these are the stuff?
Yeah, some are more yeah, kind of. Not tough. They're not tough. They're just like, they're all oxymoronic. I told you, I got them from this book called Oxymoronica. So they are all these types of things. Any volunteers? Now you only go. Oh, okay. We have a guest volunteer, Indru Kumar. Okay, sir, pick a number from 1 to 9.
Nobody's going, then I think I have to volunteer it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I will go for 7.
7. This is easy. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Life
Could I try?
is
I
too
didn't hear the
important.
oxymoron, but
Hello? Who said that?
And Toastmaster Anusha.
Okay. I'm repeating it. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Life is too important to be taken seriously by George Bernard Shaw.
It's for me or
For you only.
Okay.
But this is your topic.
So the timer, they can start the timing now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmasters. Life is too beautiful to take it very seriously. If I look back the life how it started, we are nothing but a journey what we have embarked. And during this journey, what we learn, that becomes the beautiful story. And that's what becomes also the emblem of what we take care of ourselves. Now, many things comes between this time, many intervals, many ups and downs, many good time, many bad time, many worse time. And what really keeps behind is the memory which has been created during the whole journey. Human being is what? It's just a journey what we embark from the starting to the end. And during this time, we encountered a lot of atrocities, a lot of good times, as I already have mentioned. But once we face the challenges which has been confronted in front of us with smiling face and looking something good out of it, it's like looking at a silver lining in every difficult situation and smile. And then once we learn from these things and all, then life becomes so beautiful. So what the thing most important to life is, we keep smiling. We try to learn the things, whatever in the journey, and also bring more value addition, not only to our life, to the life which we are deeply associated. The people to whom we encounter day in and day out, the people who have suppressed us sometime, but believe me, this suppression or something which has gone against us, this also brings some beauty to learn from it. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends and fellow Toastmasters, let's keep up smiling and take life very positively. Thank you, and over to you.
Very good attempt. Are you a Toastmaster or guest?
Well, I used to be Toastmaster, but now...
So I'll call you Toastmaster in Drone. Sue me. Anyway, Who wants to volunteer next?
I think
want
Monica raised her hand.
Huh?
Yeah, I was interested.
So raise your hand. Who's talking? I can't see, no? So raise your
Anusha.
hand.
Anusha.
So Anusha,
Monica,
pick a number
I
from
think.
1 to 9. Hmm?
1.
1. Okay. Happiness. Okay, yeah. Can you come on video so that I can at least look at you when I
Video is
say the
too
topic?
unstable. My net is falling,
Okay,
so
okay,
if I
okay.
come on video, I lose
Fine,
it.
fine. So happiness is having a large, loving, caring, and close-knit family in another city by George
Wow.
Burns. Happiness is about having a large, loving, caring, and close-knit family in another city.
Happiness is all about having an LLCK, large, loving, caring, and small knit family in another city, of course.
So you agree, disagree, and fine.
LLCK has had its share of reference to me. When you're young and you're moving out of home and you go to another city, you've just visualize this scene. I've just cleared my engineering exam. I've gotten into BITS Pilani and I've gone to Rajasthan. And I'm feeling, instead of feeling euphoric, I'm feeling down in the dumps. I'm not finding those glamorous girls who were supposed to be there in the campus. I'm not finding those very good looking guys who were supposed to be there. I mean, the gray matter, of course, must be there. But what was needed with the gray matter was the good packaging, and the good packaging doesn't seem to be available anywhere. And who do I turn to for solace? My family. Well, literally speaking, when a friend in need is no friend of mine, is what they say. And this is exactly what seems to be the case. When I need my family most, when I need a caring person close to me to be able to absorb all the shocks of life, I'm having to take all these shocks single-handedly. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, this was a very literal take on the topic. What it actually implies at a deeper level is when you need help or when you are in a fix, the people who can take you out of the doldrums are the people who are not available, or they choose to make themselves not available. And that's what I'm talking about. Fair weather friends are friends who are there with you when you have the cokes and the drinks and the vodka, but they are not there with you when you actually need their help. And that's the time you'll realize they are the R counter's favorite. Oohs, ahs, ums, and outs, and they will not be ready to help you whenever you want. So, when in a time of fix, don't look for these fair weather friends. Look for the real people within and realize the person who's going to help you the most is ultimately going to be you. Because life, after all, my friend, is a solo event. Back to the table topics master.
Oh, knocked it out of the park. That was a 6. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Who wants to go next? Manisha or somebody else? Somebody else
I
wants to
think
say.
we should ask
Monica, I think. Monica raised
guest
the hand. I
Roma,
don't know
guest
whether.
Monica, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you also have a network issue?
No, I was just asking
Hi,
you
Arjun.
to ask guests to participate.
Hi.
Okay, I can go next.
Raise your hands. Okay. Who
Hi,
said
this
that?
is Roma. I can go next.
Okay. So pick a number.
8. 8.
8.
My number is 8.
Okay. 8 is when all else fails, read the instructions. When all else fails, read the instructions.
I'm sorry, but I am blank on this.
You can take 30 seconds to think,
Just
Roma.
start rambling and then ideas will come.
When all fails, just read instructions.
When everything else fails, then read the instructions. Which you're supposed to do in the first, right? Something like that.
Is it like when everything fails, for example, like when I have started, right? So, and if I feel like that I'm failing, shall I like go back and start from
Yeah, it
the
can be
basics?
anything. It can be life or IKEA furniture or mobile, anything, anything. It can be anything. It can be anything. So just go, just start.
Yeah, just I'll just relate it to my recent experience when my health deteriorated last year when when I caught tuberculosis. So it was like a awakening experience for me, and I started from the basics, like started taking care of my health. So it's like everything was falling down for me, my health, my career, and everything. So I just started from the basic, and I mean, I'm just relating it like where I went back, took a step back, and started from the very basics of the life. Like just take just a simple thing. Like I started getting up early in the morning and taking the fresh air first. So it's like that's it. I think I'm clueless. Today is my first time, so
Doing
that's all
great.
I would relate to it. Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, you're supposed to speak it. I think she spoke for 1 minute, right?
My 1 minute is not completed yet. I thought I had spoken for 2 minutes. So
No
yeah,
problem.
it's like I'll just go to somebody who can help me with the it's like help me with the basics or the instruction cards, and I'll go and read it first and start again. I think today I'll be able to speak this much only. I'm sorry.
Okay, great attempt. We all had our first times, and
Thank
that
you.
was actually a very great attempt. So who wants to go next? Please raise your hand in the then either turn on your video or in the emoticon. Anybody wants to go next? I think Manisha or Monica, somebody was saying they want to go, but I think they have left. Have they left?
Yeah, Jawahir, why don't you try?
No, Deepti, maybe next time.
Okay.
Do any of the Toastmasters themselves want to go? Oh, okay. So I was
I
hoping.
can try if
Who said that?
nobody's Srishti.
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 Okay. I'll give both of you. Okay. For you, sir, Ditendra, sir, for you, I wish people who have trouble communicating would just shut up. Tom Leader. I wish people who have trouble communicating would just shut up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Have you heard Shri Narendra Damodar Das Modi speak English? I'm sure you would have, or at least you would have seen him attempt to speak in English. And before Narendra Modi, and clearly Narendra Modi is someone who is much more comfortable with Hindi language. But I have experienced this incredible urge for Hindi teachers to speak in English when I was in school. And it so happens that my Hindi teacher, when I was in 8th standard, 9th standard, used to speak in English when she entered the class. And she used to say the now oft repeated meme: "Stand up where you're sitting. Just shut up. Go out of the door." And it felt so out of place. And at those moments, I really used to say to myself and to my best friend that why doesn't she just shut up or stick to the language that she is comfortable with? We actually see many people who are not experts in a field talk about the field. For example, you can hear Venkatesh Prasad giving batting tips to Virat Kohli. You can also hear someone like a someone like a someone like a Sunidhi Chauhan give dancing tips to Saroj Khan. And those are the moments, or the very famous example, all of you must have at least seen one season of Nach Baliye, and the famous TV show. And Chetan Bhagat was one of the judges in one of the seasons. Now imagine Chetan Bhagat giving dancing tips or commenting on the dance of TV actors and celebrities who certainly are much better at the craft of dancing. So these are those situations to in table topics, Master Arjun, where we just feel that why don't you just shut up, and you actually can speak more with your silence, just by conveying whether you liked a dance piece or not, rather than actually commenting on it. And as human beings as well, if we are able to understand and take that call that should we speak or should we not, then maybe we will be able to avoid many violent fights in the world and in our lives. Thank you so much.
Oh, again, please a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Ditendra. That was again another sixer, knocked it out of the stadium. Shishti had also said she wants to go. Please turn on your video, Shishti.
Yeah.
So the topic for you is meetings are indispensable when you don't want to do anything. Meetings are indispensable when you don't want to do anything. John Kenneth Galbraith, somebody.
Okay. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master Arjun, for this relevant topic nowadays. As we all are working from home right now, and the count of meetings have increased much more than when you were working from offices. And I don't know why, but now we are not in mood of attending those unnecessary meetings, even when we know that this work is not related to us, we have nothing to do with it, but we just have to sit down and listen to the manager asking every other employee about the task and the reports which they have done or not, and at that moment we have nothing to do about it. We don't have to work on it. So we are the person who are just sitting in the background and listening to them and waiting for our turn. And I'll tell you something, though it's something personal, but I've been serving notice period, and it's my last month. And we know that when we are on the when we are on the notice period, we are in a situation where we don't want to work, because we have just, it's like you have broke up uh, with your boyfriend, and then you still have to be in the same thing, and you want to talk to him, and it's very difficult. So nowadays when I am in the meeting, my lead specifically points me out that you are not attending the meetings, you have to be regularly present in the meeting. And I am like, bro, I am not working, why are you expecting me to attend the meeting? What will I do to listen you to talking to each and every person? But she still wants me to be present in the meeting. So I think the managers should also respect that the relevant people should only be present in the meetings who have the work related to it, and other people should just, they should not force them to attend the meeting. Over to you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Arjun.
Great. I unknowingly I chose the correct person for this topic. Like, see, I know I have all these force fields coming in. I just know. Any other volunteers, or should we wrap it up? Anybody else wants to go? I think we can go have one more. Does anybody else want to go? Toastmaster, non-Toastmaster, anything, doesn't matter. Deepti ma'am, you want to go?
No, I have had my fair share of speaking today.
I mean, who's counting? Like,
can we have Abhishek? He's present
Abhishek
in the
there?
meeting, but he's very silent.
Maybe next time.
Okay.
Okay, chalo. So I think I'll wrap this up now, and give a huge
Just
round of
say the
applause.
last topic, please. Arjun, just recite the last topic. What was the last topic?
The
one
was
you
the last
didn't
topic?
give.
Meetings. Oh, one I didn't give, huh? I have many that I didn't give. I have every act.
Okay.
I have every act of creation is an act of destruction. Pablo Picasso. Like the one that I was going to give, why do you have to be a non-conformist like everybody else? This one is a good one. I should have given this to.
Okay.
The average tourist wants to go to places where there are no tourists.
You can pick it up for yourself, Arjun.
Or actually, I am passionate about
Eat
this
your,
whole
yeah,
nonsense trend of travel and all these things.
eat
Actually,
your
I
own
hate.
cake.
Yes, I can do it, but maybe some other time. So with that, we'll wrap up this table topic session, and I'll hand over the virtual stage back to the team on.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun, for that exciting session that we've had.
Amazing.
Yeah, very nice one. Thank you. I would want to do a quick check with Toastmaster Manisha. Were you able to go back to reading the instructions and see if your laptop is working now?
No, so I have decided to go with the audio only then.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's carry on. It's okay.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Indru, are you ready? And because I'm going to invite Toastmaster Manisha on the virtual stage.
Yes, Toastmaster Deepti, I'm ready.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Toastmaster Manisha, Rocky, a piece of my heart. Rocky, a piece of my heart. Toastmaster Manisha.
Okay, so shall I start?
Yes, please.
Dog. This is not just a word, but an emotion for me. Mere words are not enough to express my love for dogs. To be honest, since my childhood, I had always been scared of dogs. This statement is for sure hypocritical to the lines I just said. But yes, this is the truth. I used to be frightened and threatened by dogs. It was like whenever I saw a dog, even from miles away, I used to hide behind my mom or dad. But things change with time and people grow eventually. Now, I am at a point of my life that whenever I see dogs, I cannot stop myself from petting them. I cannot stop myself from feeding them. I always used to carry a big packet of biscuits during my college days for them. Even in my ILP training days at the dinner time, I used to get extra food packed for some street dogs. So I'm a crazy girl in this context of dogs. I cannot bear if I see any dog in pain or in grief. So, how did I start to love dogs? Is purely because of my dear pet Rocky. Since the time he came in my life, it has changed for the best. I have started to love animals more, specifically dogs. They are the most loyal creatures on this planet. You might forget a dog after you feed them, but they will never forget the person who fed them. But believe me, it's not easy as it sounds to have a pet. You have to care a lot. If you have them, they are your responsibility, like any other family member. They should not be abandoned then. Whenever they fall sick, whenever they don't have their needs, whenever you don't hear them barking and playing, you feel a pain in your heart. We have to give them extra care and efforts when they fall sick. I mean, do you abandon your family when they fall sick or create any problem? But I have seen people abandoning their pets. How can their heart even allow that? Doesn't their heart palpitate? Probably they have stone and dead hearts. Dogs give you the most selfless love. People say that dogs cannot speak, but believe me, they express, but only to those who can listen and understand them. They show every emotion of happiness and sadness. Let me give you an example. My dog comes and sits beside me whenever I am sad and low. He is my happy pill. They can see and feel emotion. Staying near to him makes me forget all the stress, tension, and problems. Playing and talking to him is like a therapy that I feel I cannot even get from the therapist. He is my private little therapist sent by God. Let me share some moments with you all. Some happy, some sad. So once I was in Noida for my job and I received a call from my family that Rocky had hurt himself accidentally and he has to be sent to the doctor because there was blood everywhere in the room. Everyone panicked. Even my brother got tears in his eyes. He had to be operated and got some stitches. I'm not kidding when you hear such things of ailments and sickness. Your heart literally skips a beat. He is also my savior from my parents. He doesn't let them shout on me. He behaves as if he's understanding everything and is giving his opinion. Obviously, I'm making that out from his past and he literally does not speak. He doesn't like whenever anyone shouts or speaks loudly in our house. He is also the referee of fights between my brother and I. So, the year 2020 had hit me the hardest in my whole life. But this best friend of mine sticked with me throughout my highs and lows. I cannot even express how grateful I am to God for sending this angel in my life. He's a little piece of my heart. I would also like to add that please try to help these cute creatures, especially street dogs. Maybe we can try and understand their feelings and not hurt them. Thank you.
Thank you for that, you know, speech, which made us really conscious and uh, kind of a waking up speech for us, Toastmaster Manisha. Thank you. I didn't want to disturb you before you had your speech, because usually I know we have our we are kind of nervous wrecks that time. But now I want to take a minute to ask you, when did you join Toastmasters?
I joined, I suppose, last year in July or August.
Okay, last year, July, August 21. So it's been around, it's not a year yet, full year yet.
Yes.
Awesome. And you're really doing well with your speeches, Toastmaster Manisha. And what was the push? Why did you join Toastmasters?
So actually, I had always been afraid of public speaking. I used to do that in my school, but after that, I got vacant actually. So after that, I used to be afraid of speaking in the public. So I came across Toastmasters with one of my seniors, and I also want to pursue things in this direction. So that is the
Awesome. Awesome. So you are an example of what I read a couple of weeks back, that fear can either be, forget everything and run, or fear could even be um, face everything and rise. So I think you perfectly fit the second definition of fear. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So let me quickly get on with the logo story, and then we will have our general evaluation section. Okay, here goes my screen share. All right, the swish or the swoosh sign is for
Nike.
Yes.
Nike.
Yes. So do you know how the emblem makes us associate ourselves with the brand? This is the evolution story, and I was fortunate enough to actually find the real pictures. Do you see the pencil drawing on top and the one at the bottom? So those are the original pictures. The story goes that Phil Knight was an accounting officer at the then brand called Blue Ribbon Sports, and they wanted to change the look of the company, and they wanted to rebrand, create a new logo. And she knew this lady or this young girl called Carolyn Davidson, who was studying design at a college and doing random jobs for earning some small bucks. And she asked her to design one, and this lady designed the right sign because they wanted her to design something which showed motion, something which showed activity, something which showed positiveness. So she just, Carolyn just designed a right. And you know how much did she get paid for that? Only $35. Yes, only $35. But then years later, I think this is around 1971 when she designed it, 1983 or 85, she got what was actually due for her. So she got stock in the company, and she also got a ring, a gold ring. Some say it was diamond. I don't know. Either ways, it's a good sign for her. And she got that ring which had the swoosh sign designed on top. So she got paid back duly, even though years later. That's the story of Nike. All right. The next story, before we actually move on to the last and final section, which is general evaluation. This is the current logo of Toastmasters International, right? We see the branding colors, okay? But do you know what was the original one? And by the way, Toastmasters has been rebranded only once. That means the logo was changed only once. And we are almost a 100-year-old organization, 98 years to be precise. So let me show it to you. Is this a revelation for some Toastmasters? Did you ever see this logo? Right. So I showed it to you. I'm glad I did. A pat. All right. So this shows two gables, which is also significant of the junior wing of Toastmasters. They're called the gable clubs. Okay. And we have a T in the center, and Toastmasters International is what is written on top and at bottom. Now, why did they want to change it? Because they were now becoming a worldwide organization. They were growing in continents like Africa, in Asia, and they had countries like India blooming, right? So this is around 2011. That is when they changed their logo. And they did not only want to show North or South America in that globe, they wanted to show the globe as such. The lines, well, yes, they are latitudes and longitudes, we all know, but they wanted to show connectivity across. And they just wanted to match up to a simple corporate logo. Of course, there was a lot of uproar. There were a lot of Toastmasters who just did not like the current design because they wanted either a mic or they wanted something related to a leadership diagram, or they wanted the gable. So there was a lot of uproar. But at the end, it's been 10 years. And the moment we see this logo, we recognize it and associate it with Toastmasters. That's the story for Toastmasters. So with that, let me hand over the virtual podium for our general evaluation section to Toastmaster Diptendu. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepti. So it is time for the general evaluation section. And today, as you all know, we have had only one speech, and that speech was evaluated by Toastmaster Indru. So first up, I would invite Toastmaster Indru to share the speech evaluation with all of us.
Thank you, General Evaluator, once again for giving me this opportunity. Well, to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Manisha. To start with, I would like to congratulate her. What a fabulous speech what she have given. At the outset, once she have introduced the topic, that's Rocky, piece of her mind. So I was wondering that it could be someone, a person, but how instantaneously she have just flipped the idea and just converted into the dog. It was what is more important while telling a story or storytelling in the other way around is connecting with the dots. The beauty of the speech is every speech was absolutely connecting with the dots. How she started that at the initial stage, she was absolutely scared with the dog. And later on, with the passage of time, she started embracing and loving dog. And with that note, she have also given a very beautiful example which she have encountered, that when she was working and when she was highly stressed out, she comes home, and upon seeing the dog, she feels quite calm and composed and very peaceful, and her stress goes out. And with that, like, she also have narrated one beautiful story again with that, like, once her dog was not well or had met an accident, how emotional she was felt and deeply connected with the dog. So that the topic itself was so engaging and connecting that all of us, we instantaneously get engaged with her speech. Having said that, every speech has also some recommendation. That's how we do in Toastmasters. That's commendation, recommendation, and commendation. Although there are few of limitations because the video was not open. So first commendation is, next time once she happened to give a speech, I recommend her to check her camera so that we can also check the other cues of the public speaking, like eye contact, hand gestures. So that can also be seen. The other commendation is the voice modulation, because while she was narrating one of the event, well, she was very sad once her dog was hospitalized. She could have used a voice modulation to show that she was quite sad. Say, for example, she would say, I was deeply sad when my dog was in the hospital. So she could have used this voice modulation to uh, to narrate while narrating the story, so that we can also visualize that she was absolutely sad. The Having said that, from the recommendation, now I'll go to the commendation. Now the speech was flawless. She had very good clarity over the language. The other thing was the speech was absolutely audience engaging, and that's all what I have from my side. And I wish her all the best in her next speech. Thank you. Over to
Okay,
you, General
thank you.
Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Indru. Thank you so much. Wonderful evaluation, and I will circle back to my comments regarding your evaluation. But I would, at this point in time, request the supplementary role players to pitch in and share their report with respect to the prepared speeches, the speech evaluation, and the table topics. So first up, Mehak, can I request you to share both the timer and grammarian report with all of us?
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipendu. I'm sharing my screen for first. I'm going to show the timers report. I hope my screen is visible. In the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Manisha she just cleared the time in 5 minutes, and she took 5 minutes and 1 second. She just pitched in and she was able to qualify this round. In the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Vishali took to 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Indru took 2 minutes and 1 seconds. Toastmaster Anusha took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Roma took 1 minute and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Diptendu took 2 minutes and 19 seconds, while Toastmaster Shrishti took 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Toastmaster Indru took 2 minutes and 58 seconds in the evaluation segment. This was the Kaima's report, and everyone get qualified in this segment. Next, I'm going to share the good usages and the not so good usages used by the gifting speakers. First, the good usages. Some of the words that were used by Toastmaster Deepti: bang on, smirk, nailed, workhorse, and bucks. Toastmaster Jawar used the word endurance. Toastmaster Arjun used the words mental gears, close neck family. Toastmaster Indru Kumar used the words confronted, looking at silver lining, encounter, suppression, flawless, cues, engaging, fabulous, calm and composed. Toastmaster Anusha used the word glamorous, grey matter, solace, literally, shocks, fix, realize, and ultimately. Toastmaster Roma used the words awakening. Toastmaster Diptendu, certainly and boiling, while Toastmaster Shrishti used the words abundant and stress. Now, kudos to Toastmaster Indru for using the word of the day emblem in the meeting today. and nobody used the word of the day. So I would nobody else used the word of the day. So I would request anyone, if you want to use it in a sentence or so, you can do it here right at the moment. Any sentence you can form.
Every household should have an emblem of its own depicting the core value that that household stands for.
Yes, absolutely correct. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diptendu. This was my report. Back to you, the general evaluator for the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehek. That was a wonderful report as a timer and as a grammarian. I would now like to invite on the virtual stage our counter for the day, Toastmaster Vaishali. Please share your report with us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diptendu, for calling me on the stage. First of all, sorry, I would not be presenting my report on the screen. I'll be sharing my report by speaking only. So sorry for that. So starting starting from Deepti, Toastmaster Deepti used more than 5 hours, 1 3 so's, and 1 Toastmaster Diptendu, he did not use any Toastmaster Shishti used 3 hours. Toastmaster Indu used 1 hour. Toastmaster Manisha, you used 2 hours, 1 so. Toastmaster Arjun used more than 5 hours, 1 like, 1 so. And okay, so other than that, no other Toastmaster used so this was one of the most flawless meeting I have ever seen, that I have not seen so much less counts of hours till today in my Toastmaster meetings. Some of my observations are, when we use ahs and so when we have to speak impromptu or unprepared, or we have to speak all of a sudden, we use more ahs and we try to fill our thinking time with our ahs and so's, and that's how we try to engage our audience with so that they don't get bored, but actually they makes our speaking more boring. So we try to buy this time with our ahs and so's. So one little suggestion to reduce the count of ahs: just pick your one USP. Like, some people use more so, some people use more like, some people use more ahs. Just pick your one USP and don't speak it at all. Like, try to reduce it usages even when you required it. So in that way you can reduce it. Further, when you think that you need time to think, just think. Don't fill it with any of your hours. So that's all from my side. Over to Toastmaster Diptendu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishali, for that wonderful report and those cool recommendations. And now let's move to the fun part of the GE session, that is the active listening part. So, Toastmaster Srishti, the virtual stage is yours, and we are eagerly waiting for your questions.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Dipendru. Indeed, it's a very fun part of the meeting, because now we get to know who all were listening carefully to what speakers were saying. Okay, let me share the questions with you. What was the name of Manisha's pet? Please raise your hands. Don't just tell the answer. Raise your hands, because I want to check how many people know the answer. Jawahar is trying to remember the name. Okay, almost everybody knows it. It's a very basic question. She started it. Let me ask our guest, Roma.
Rocky.
Absolutely correct. This was a very easy question. Coming to the next question. What does Manisha's pet when does Manisha's pet comes and sits next to him? Like, what is that scenario when he comes and sits next to her? The hands, those hands which are raised, are for this question or for the previous question? Only Vishali knows it. Okay, Deepti also knows it. Okay, Toastmaster Deepti. Yes.
When she's getting a scolding from her parents?
No, it was when. Okay, let me give the. Yeah, Toastmaster Vishali, do you know the answer?
Okay, I'm going to guess.
Yes.
I don't know exactly. So, when she's sad or she's in bad mood, I think.
Yes, absolutely correct. So Rocky comes and sits next to her when she's sad. Okay. What one thing does Manisha's pet does not like in the house? There's this one situation which he doesn't like. Vishali raised the hand once again, or it was for the previous question only?
No, I
Vishal.
raised only.
Okay, Abhishek also knows the answer, so I'll give chance to Abhishek. Please tell me the answer.
I guess people talking in like
I don't.
higher voices, like shouting.
Absolutely correct. If this would have been a live meeting, I would have given you a chocolate for it because it was not an easy question. Okay. We had only one speaker today, so it was the questions were related to the pet. Now coming to this another question: who was the judge of the show that Toastmaster Dipendru mentioned in his table topic round? Please raise the hand and don't just give the answer. Who was the judge? Toastmaster Vishali is such an active listener. I can see that Toastmaster Mehek and Toastmaster Indru have also raised their hands. Okay, Toastmaster Indru, please give us the answer.
Chetan Bhagat.
Absolutely correct. And what was the name of the show?
It was something dance related. Dance
Yes.
India, dance something.
Yes, Toastmaster Mehek.
Nach Baliye.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So this was one point that I got attention towards. Okay, yeah, Chetan Bhagat is an author and he's judging the dance shows. Okay, the next question is, okay, it's a serious one, but I just wanted to check that if people are carefully listening to Roma's story. So from which disease does guest Roma got suffered from? Toastmaster, let's ask Toastmaster Manisha. Yes, Toastmaster Manisha.
It was TB.
Yeah. That's all, folks. These are the set of questions I managed to note down from your speeches. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I really loved that so many people raised their hands, and I had to choose that whom should I give the chance to give the answer. So thank you so much, and over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Dipendra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srishti. That was an engaging session of active listening from you. And now I would share my opinion about today's meeting, things that I was able to observe, and some takeaways that all of us should take away. Starting with my team of supplementary role players, and in fact, starting with Toastmaster Srishti. She introduced her her role of active listener with a genial smile, and it made me, as the audience, very comfortable. The session, of course, was very well conducted, and she asked three questions from the prepared speech area and three questions from the table topics. Good spread of the questions. That means she herself was attentive towards the throughout the meeting and made the session very engaging and thought provoking for all of us. Because through this active listening session, we actually were able to quickly revise the entire meeting. So thank you, Toastmasters Trishti. Well done. Moving on to the R counter for today's meeting, which was Toastmaster Vaishali. Again, very good role introduction. I would recommend Toastmaster Vaishali to revisit the pronunciation of the word crutch. You spoke the word as crutch a couple of times. I was able to notice it. So you should definitely revisit the pronunciation of the word crutch, crutch. As far as the R Counters report is concerned, it was a very, very thorough report. Thanks for that. But I would like to thank you even more profusely for the very good recommendation that you gave. There was one recommendation from Toastmaster Vaishali that don't fill the void in thoughts with ahs and ums and crutch words and crutch phrases. So that made sense to me, something that we can all take away. But I'd like the attention of Toastmaster Vaishali. Did you also mention how should we fill those voids?
By not speaking anything.
By not speaking anything. Certainly a good strategy, certainly a good strategy. Or if you still have to fill those void, you can actually go ahead and be vulnerable and say, see, I have lost my train of thoughts, or I have blanked out and can't think of the next sentence. So basically, when you are show your vulnerability, you get the audience on your side. But certainly keeping mum or just stop not speaking also helps. The time is slower for you but faster for the audience. So excellent report there, Toastmaster Vaishali. Moving on to Toastmaster Mehak, who doubled up as the timer and grammarian for today's meeting. Well, for Mehak, I would say more responsibilities means more learning, and I'm sure taking up two roles, she certainly would have extracted more learnings than any of us here in the meeting. The word of the day was in sync with the theme of the meeting. We don't get to see that much. The grammarian prepares for the role, comes up with a word of the day, yes, but most 9 out of 10 times it is not in sync with the meeting. So hats off to Toastmaster Mehak for coming up with the word of the day, emblem, which was in sync with the theme of the meeting, which is logos. Good job there. And the example used to explain the word of the day mentioned the name of the club. And when I read the sentence, I thought that the sentence itself had an emotional pull. And I can certainly say that every minute detail or everything that captures the audience attention, the speaker or the writer has put some thought into it. So I again would like to appreciate Mehak for putting thought into every minute detail or every minute responsibility that she carried out today. Well done, Mehak. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, which is Toastmaster Deepti. So, a very well prepared theme, and at the same time, although the theme itself was so engaging, so interesting, but the main job of the TMOD is to conduct the meeting smoothly. And Toastmaster Deepti kept transitioning from one meeting section to another very smoothly and efficiently. So, two thumbs up to Deepti for that. And basically, her talk as the TMOD was nothing but a picture story. She was just telling one story after another through the help of logos and pictures, which again is in sync with the vision all of us have for Toastmasters Club of Storytellers and with Toastmasters as well. That is, we want to develop our storytelling skills. We saw a nice, cool little example of storytelling through pictures, through the theme that Toastmaster Deepti presented us today. Also, I would like to appreciate Deepti for navigating the technical glitch with Toastmaster Manisha smoothly by prompting me to speak and involving Manisha herself that how she would like to deal with the problem. So basically, TMOD is the host of the entire meeting, and the host has to ensure in some way or the other that the meeting is able to carry on in a smooth manner. So she managed this little technical glitch part also very seamlessly. Well done, Toastmaster Deepti. On to the table topics master, Toastmaster Arjun. Well, hats off to you, Toastmaster Arjun. If I haven't said it in this meeting already, but in 11th and 12th standard in science stream, H.C. Verma is considered to be one of the most difficult books, and it is a well-respected book of physics. And once you have done H.C. Verma, other books and other exams seem simpler if you are able to tackle H.C. Verma questions. And I get the exact same feeling when tackling the table topics or when listening to the table topics put forward by Toastmaster Arjun. They force you to think and think in a very different manner. And once you have thought enough or churned your brain enough on such topics, other normal table topics would certainly seem simpler. So again, hats off to you, Toastmaster Arjun. But here, my only recommendation for you is that even as a table topics master, it is a very big chunk of the meeting, and you are the host of a very big chunk of the meeting as TTM. So imagine that you have guests coming over to your home. How would you conduct yourself in that setting? You will try to be a little sharp, you will try to be a little more formal, and you will try to conduct things smoothly. Not that you didn't, you certainly did, but you can certainly up your game with respect to being more sharp and formal and to the point during while you're conducting a session, TTM or any other thing. Otherwise, a fabulous session and fabulous topics once again. So thanks for that. You are helping us learn, Toastmaster Arjun. On to the table topic speakers. First up, Vaishali, Toastmaster Vaishali. Excellent attempt at the topic. It seemed and so Vaishali's attempt at the table topics was a great example of swimming in choppy waters. She heard the topic and just tried to deal with it in the best way she could have done. And this is what we learn from table topics. Speaking on themes which are unrelated or unfamiliar to us. On to Toastmaster Roma. Toastmaster Roma, good attempt, good fight. And consider associating with Toastmasters community, and you will certainly be able to fine tune your impromptu speaking game very quickly. Moving on to Indru. So Indru, I am into music, and I have to comment on the voice aspect that I observed in you. So you have got an amazing tonal quality. You have a bold and dynamic manner of speaking, and have got a natural voice modulation as well. You too made a genuine effort to make sense of the topic, and you connected the beginning with the end. So certainly you have got a lot. You have got many things going for you as a public speaker, as a presenter, and you did well today. Moving on to Toastmaster Anusha. I learned a phrase today from Toastmaster Anusha, which is fair weather friends. So, guys, if you haven't already taken note of it, fair weather friends is a really good phrase that Toastmaster Anusha used. To Toastmaster Anusha, I'd like to say, see, all of us, many of us would have either heard classical music, or we would have some familiarity with Hindustani classical music, where they do and things. They do saregama, akar, alap, all these things. This is the base of music. This is the heart and soul of music. But not everybody enjoys it. But when you use the same rag, for example, there is a famous rag known as Rag Yaman. Rag Yaman is used in many Bollywood songs, and when you hear Bollywood songs, Jab Deep Jale Aana, you like it. But when you would hear Saregama Padhanisa version of Yaman, you might not like it, and that's the feedback I have to give to Toastmaster Anusha. Your English is so proper, so Tharuresque English, that many a times it becomes difficult for the audience to connect with the thought that you are trying to convey, to emotionally connect and to logically connect with what you're trying to say. So maybe you can dumb down the level of your English for us mortals, and that way we will be able to connect with your ideas much better, because certainly the ideas you were conveying were to the point and very analytical. Only thing that was missing was the connect, so that it gets into the head of everyone who is listening to you. Otherwise, you are one of the most perfect speakers I have come across in my Toastmasters journey. Moving on to the prepared speaker for the day, Toastmaster Manisha. There are only two things that I and anyone else could have evaluated you on. That is your vocal expressions and the structure of your speech. And when you said that statement, I cannot bear to see a dog in pain. There was a lot of empathy in it, in that statement, and there was a lot of empathy and emotion throughout your speech, because you were speaking about a topic that was very close to your heart, that you were very passionate about. So this is another tip for all of us, a point to learn for all of us, that it would always be better if we speak about topics that we are passionate, genuinely passionate about. That way, even without a video, we will be able to connect with our audience, just like Manisha was able to connect with many of us today. So well done, Manisha. Again, back to Indru as the evaluator, as the speech evaluator. So the phrase that stood out for me in Indru's evaluation was connecting the dots. And that's the aspect that Indru brought forth in his evaluation, that how Manisha was able to connect the dots. And I think it is a good takeaway for the speaker, Manisha, and for all of us as well, that we should strive to connect the dots through our speech. But my recommendation about Indru's recommendations is that Indru could have given more recommendations. For example, more areas of improvement and actually how to improve them. Maybe he could have delved into one or two more points. That would add more value to the speaker whom Indru is evaluating. Otherwise, the actual analysis of the speech presented by Indu was very, very good. Overall, the meeting was entertaining, engaging, and it was up to the mark. We started at 3:33 p.m. and at 5:12 we are about to wrap up the meeting. So I think we have done well with respect to time. And thank you so much for listening me. I hope all of us are able to gain something from today's meeting. Hope to see you all again. Back to Toastmaster Deepti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipendu, and I enjoyed the general evaluation section as much as I enjoyed the speeches and the table topics today. Well, so before I proceed with the next section, I would like to launch the polls. First off, I'm launching the poll for the best table topic speaker. Guests are welcome to vote as well. So please feel free. Here I launch the poll. 3, 2, 1. Please go ahead and vote. Every vote counts. Guests, please feel free to vote.
I have already voted through the Google Doc, so I have to vote again or not?
Oh, so the Google Docs are for voting. You can go ahead and vote here. Then we'll take this as the final count.
I think Diptendu sir is not there in the options.
In the options? Okay, I'm sorry. So then can we use choice 6 as Diptendu sir? And if you want to change your option, please send me a DM, direct message on the Zoom chat. Yes, I definitely missed Diptendu sir. Thank you for bringing that to notice. Yes, I'm getting votes in my chat also. Okay, I end the poll in 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'll take a quick snip. And now I will launch the poll for the best auxiliary role player, which means between the timer, grammarian, active listener, and our counter. I launch the polls 3, 2, 1. Please go ahead and vote. Okay, 2 more votes to go, please. Okay, I'm ending the poll. 3, 2, 1. And last up, the vote for the best role player. Essentially, because we do not have multiple speakers today, we had just one prepared speech. Okay, so best role player between the TMOD, GE, and the table topic master. I launch it in 3, 2, 1.
Can we vote to all of the 3?
Well, that's a positive feedback for everybody. Thank you.
Is it possible? Because it's very hard to choose.
Toastmaster Diptendu. So that shake of head says it all.
No, but your comment itself is a win for all 3 of us.
Yeah, that's true. That's very positive feedback for all of us. Thank you. Okay, I received all votes. I am ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Toastmaster Mehak, were you also able to see the results?
Yes, I was able to.
Okay, so would you be able to send them to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Shrishti, while I continue and bring my session towards a closure?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Okay. So there was an activity which I promised. So let us all do that. Do we all have our pens and papers with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So now in this activity, we'll have just 2 rounds. Okay. And it'll be a quick one. So I will show you either an image or a word. Okay. And you have to draw a logo, imagining that the picture, that the company for which you're drawing is depicted by either the picture or the word. Clear? Any questions? Yeah, no questions? A shake of head.
Basically, logo design. Basically.
Logo design. Yes. Logo design. Okay. Right. Okay. So here goes the right. So can you see? This is an image which depicts an alien. Recognizable? An alien face?
Yeah, two
Yes.
antennas.
Pardon? Yes, there are 2 antennas. That's right. So imagine that you're designing a logo for a company which deals in alien products. Okay. Is that clear or not clear? Let me know if I'm confusing you. Okay. So a silence means that you guys are working at it. I will time you. I'll give you 45 seconds to design a logo. Time has already started. You can go crazy. You can use words, you can use text, you can use emblems, whatever. And it need not necessarily be this little face with 2 antennas. It can be anything. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
So how
Ready?
do we show? Yes.
Bring the drawing closer to the screen. Let me extend my screen and take a picture. Awesome. Alienography. Dipendra, bring it closer. Awesome. Can I also request each of you to click a picture, post the meeting, click a picture and post it on the guest group. That is where all of us will be there. Wow, Vishali. I like those arrows. Indru, I saw yours, but before I could put
Actually,
it yeah, move it a little away from the camera. It's coming out a little blurred. No, I think I'm not able to make it.
let me.
Arjun has it with the A_N.
ALN.
ALN. Oh, and the L is
Yeah.
slanting.
And the spaceship
Awesome.
and the spaceship on top.
And the spaceship on top.
Can you
Awesome.
see now? It is a spaceship basically.
Yes,
Where most of the
yes.
time alien used to use in movies.
Yes, yes, that's right. Vishali, we can see yours. You're sending signals to the spaceship. Wow, awesome. Let's do the next one now. And this time, I'd also like to see everybody who's not been able to show it to us this time in the first round. Okay, ready for the next one? Here you go. The word is supposed to be, my word is hidden. Word is supposed to be storytellers. So I will just Yeah, here you go. Storytellers. We are all storytellers here. So I want each of you to design a logo for our company.
For our club.
Yeah, for our club, but I don't want to segregate TCST from TCS Noida. So that's
Yeah.
why, yeah, we're all working towards the same cause or same idea of being a storyteller. Okay, your time has already started. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let us all see. Okay, so Diptendu, can you bring it closer? I'll start from left to right.
Yeah, a boy talking to a girl, a dog talking to a boy, tree talking, nature talking to a girl. So there is stories everywhere.
Stories everywhere. Okay, that's an excellent one. Okay, we can see Mehek's club and storytellers, and story on one side and tellers on the other. Okay, that's awesome. All right.
Oh, Arjun says freaky.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my.
scary haunted stories. Do you want to say,
No,
or
no, no.
just?
It's just an
Huh.
old wizard. It's an old wizard like Gandalf from Lord
Yeah,
of
and they have a storehouse of stories to share.
Mm.
Yes.
So
Okay.
could you make out that it was a wizard?
Yeah, absolutely. That is why the word freaky and haunted
Thank
came,
God.
no?
We have
Good
got
drawing.
Indru.
Indru,
Indru, could you please bring it a little closer to camera?
and explain it if you can. What
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you draw? Indru, what did you draw? Unmute.
Indru, you are on mute.
Unmute. Yeah, we get so carried
Okay.
away in what we
I've
do,
drawn
no?
two-person sharing an idea. The idea is blowing from one person to the other, and there is a small logo. And in the below, it is written hope, motivation, and community, because these are the
Awesome.
reason why you share your stories.
That was wonderful.
Absolutely. Very nice. Vaishali, once upon a time.
Wow.
Yes, that is how all stories start, no? Once upon a time. Beautiful. Roma, what have you drawn?
It's
So one person is telling story to other, and they are all holding each other hands. It means that they are connecting to each other.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Stories connect. That is the power of stories. Very nice. Very nice logo. Yes, Shrishti. Oh, wow. You're exchanging books?
oh wow.
Wow. That is awesome. Stories through books, through conversations. That is what we get at clubs like these.
This is
Awesome.
so amazing. I mean, the best Toastmasters meeting ever. Really. Wow. This is so amazing.
Yes.
And the credit goes to our beautiful host,
Oh yes.
Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Deepti, for coming up with such an amazing topic and this activity, of course.
Oh, thank you, Toastmaster Srishti. I'll take that as a compliment. But I think there's nothing without participation. You guys were excellent audience. Each one of you participated today. And that is what gives or infuses energy into the anchor. So thank you for participating. And with that, I would like to pass on the virtual podium to Toastmaster Srishti. You're the presiding officer. So please go ahead. It's yours now.
And thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Toastmaster Deepti. As I already mentioned that yes, this is the best meeting, and credit goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepti. And the other role players, it was possible because of you all. And it's time to announce the results of the best meeting to see who are the best role players of the best meeting. And I have the results on my screen. Okay. So any guesses for the best table topic speaker?
It's close. Close.
Yeah. Yes, you are right, Toastmaster Vishali. So the best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Anusha. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anusha. And best auxiliary role player. I think there's some network glitch. Okay, so any guesses for the best auxiliary role player?
You only, Srishti.
Mehak?
Yes, Vishali knows the results, I guess. Yes, absolutely correct, Toastmaster Vishali. It's Toastmaster Mehak, our 2-in-1 Toastmaster. And kudos to you for playing both the roles. Yes. And now the toughest choice. Any guesses for the best role player? It's the most...
Will not guess because it was actually toughest.
Exactly. Anyone?
I would give my vote to Toastmaster Diptendu. Excellent evaluation today.
Yeah, I've never heard any evaluation like that.
Exactly.
Yes, it was very detailed evaluation which covered each and every point of the meeting. And the topics were also topics of the table topic. Master Toastmaster Arjun were fabulous. They were very unique, and I've never come across such topics in any meeting. So kudos to you for that. But the award goes to Toastmaster Deepti for coming up with this amazing theme. And yeah, I'm stealing the show. So congratulations to all the winners. And yes, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Manisha, and best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Indru. Congratulations to both of you. You both gave a tough competition to yourself. All right. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to the guests. Guest Roma, do you want to give any feedback to us?
Since it was a very first session for me, the very official one, so I had a very nice experience because I'll be very honest that I have a fear of public speaking. So I was given a chance or opportunity to speak on an impromptu thing. So I think these sessions would definitely help me going forward, because I'm not knowing any one of you beforehand, just except for Deepti, but it will surely help me. I have a feeling. Yeah.